Damn! Little Teddy wishes Little Teddy was my lover, yeah. If Little Teddy was my girl, believe Little Teddy turned on the Rolling Stones. Little Teddy, you could groove along and feel much better. Little Teddy, let Little Teddy in. Little Teddy could do it forever and ever and ever and ever. Give Little Teddy an hour to kiss me. Walk through heaven's door. Little Teddy's sure. Little Teddy and me don't need no euphoria to feel much better. Let Little Teddy in forever and ever and ever and ever. Little Teddy sat on a mountainside with peace of mind. And Little Teddy lay by the ocean, making love to Little Teddy with visions clear, walking the days with no one near. And Little Teddy returns as chained and bound to me. Damn! Little Teddy wishes Little Teddy was my lover. Well, that's so nice! Little Teddy wishes he was my lover! I love Little Teddy so much! I love Little Teddy so much! I want Little Teddy poems with my food blogs. Read the old beach, read the on the beach statue, read it. Oh, thanks. That's what Little Teddy says. And on to the pile, and on bites the dust. Michael Jackson sound rush off and force kind of soon I hope. $1 is worth 112,000 units of currency in rand. That's a lot of dowry money for the hand of Little Teddy marriage. Steffi Gaff says, I found one to marry her. How much money do you have? Love me some Steffi Gaff. Love me some 10 single bracelets. Feed cafefe, fill cheese felicitations. Drool, cringy, CNGY. These are vocal training exercises so I can enunciate words and pronounce them correctly. Asterisk. As long as I get my Deborah, Middle Easterners should do candlelight vigil for all the humans who died from Middle Eastern countries' conflicts. This should be mandatory cultural exchange instead of military service from Middle East countries like Israel, Iran, and Arab countries like Dubai. Sharing food is love. We're going to respect each other's language, religions, culture, tradition, and if someone wants to have marijuana or alcohol, should be legal so no one will listen and die. 60% of the time I face with Little Teddy every time. What the world needs now is for Little Teddy and their single friend or single family member of Little Teddy to propose to me and I got a message on Instagram. That is just the one thing of this world. Let's do a little love. If USA gives you technology to make practical amounts of fresh water from salty water, you would love Shem so much. Iranians would love Shem so much. Iranians would build a golf course for Trump inside of Iran and Disney World franchise inside of Iran for Donald Trump too. Cynicism poisons the heart, never lose hope, my dear heart. Miracles dwelling invisible. Hashtag Rumi, RUMI. 260 days out of the year we have sunlight in Iran. That's what all renewable energy could be exported to the Middle East. Ladies. I'll have Michael Jackson styles having on the food menu. Michael Jackson sounds saying as nobody really cares for the Middle East. We Middle Easterners care for the peace and coexistence in the Middle East, for the Middle East, by the Middle East, in the democracy, like Charlie Chaplin movie. Let's unite, perform yourself. Heart to thy love, illuminate well, whether a mosque or synagogue, they do have their names written in the book of love, and vexed both of them fears of hell. Even if the bow, flesh of donkey, book of verse, my kind of progeny, all, sister, sin, shiny panties, never wow, and a wow. Karaoke in the wilderness is paradise now. All about 10 favorite sounds, having from menu. Baby making music. The 10 favorite sounds like they're making the baby and giving birth to the baby. All at the same time. At the same time, Lee. Same time, Lee. Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker. Joe Tai. Yes. What is more? These are vocal training exercises. VOC also can announce you what you want to pronounce it correctly. Actually, as long as I get my Deborah, culture opens doors. Culture closes doors. C. Fu Q Fu Qui. Twins, Basil, twins, nature twins, life, there's this one. Get me off, others. Why would I ever stop being a single uncle? Being a single uncle is amazing. I'm so free. All I need is a loaf of bread and some karaoke with all my mom's money kind of progeny and all the sisters trying to plan the network. And wilderness is paradise now. I don't need great pleasure from the foodie. I'm okay with a loaf of bread and a flask of donkey melon, you know? I'm good to go. Meow fuckers. Okay. I'm going to Persian word of the day, because that's how I'm feeling today. Let's see. Persian word is threat. Theret, 2 syllables. Tahdid, 2 syllables. The Thai word for English and Persian. Ta-tam yafagers, deed. Good thoughts, words, deeds. Threat to negative vibes from negative miyafagers. Hashtag LED, hashtag respect, hashtag wicked, hashtag borat, hashtag my wife. Yes. Surely there's a new liberation no man going president foundation false peace of God is the same golden old Buddha This is the support not going to not public president foundation PLF I'm going to cultural news today, food dance and music news, Clearly Water Trinity. Here we go. When water becomes a security threat, it begins with a sound, a hiss, then silence. A man in Tehran holds his phone to a dry faucet at midnight. You can hear the air whistling through the pipes. It's 11:40 p.m. and there's a smell of fire, he says. Another caller to the program for journalists around Iranian news is from a smaller town. He stands beside a trickle of wastewater coursing through the street. We haven't had municipal water for 5 days. The voices sound less like news than more like a prognosis, a country short of breath. Iran is drying up, not only its land, but its civic lungs. The skies over Tehran and Mashhad hang grey with smoke, taps sputter, rivers have turned to beds of dust. Political choice. On the program, the guest for the radio was Iranian water scholar who briefly joined the government in 2017 to help address the crisis and left within months after being accused without evidence of espionage. His name was Kaveh Madani. Madani's view, refined over 2 decades of research and public warnings, is as bracing as it is simple. Iran's environmental catastrophe is not primarily a natural disaster, it is a political choice. The country has spent beyond its ecological income, mortgaging rivers and aquifers to service short-term promises. When scientists say so, their work is treated as a security risk. When knowledge becomes security, water is no longer security, Madani said. The result is a landscape and a society running on a deficit. In Iran, the term water bankruptcy describes a national ledger that no longer balances. Demand far outstrips supply, aquifers are pumped down, the ground in places is subsiding, and as Madani notes, land that sinks does not rise again. The problem did not begin with climate change, even if warming now sharpens it. It began with governance, an edifice of big build solutions, dams, canals, interbasin transfers, political patronage, and the reflex is to appease that unrest without engineering. Water is moved from province to province to quiet protests. More concrete is poured. More rivers are chained. The political horizon, not the hydrological one, dictates the map. By 2025, Madani's argument is stark. Environmental collapse is now braided with economic freefall and political isolation. You cannot fix the rivers without reforming the state. Dry it up. If that sounds abstract, the colors to the show provide the texture. A man from Sari on the lush Caspian rim described forest in retreat and soil racing to the sea. A resident of Rash said rivers he fished just 3 years ago are now lanes for cars. A Tehrani, furious and weary, ticked through familiar grievances: corruption, arbitrary arrests, a ruling class insulated from consequences, and asked whether anyone in power still believed in stewardship. The only honest first step is to stop making things worse, tell the truth about the books, and end espionage projects that burn scarce capital, align prices and incentives with reality, and accept that some losses are irreversible. That's what they think in Middle East out of big food meal. After that, recovery is measured in years, not in news cycles, and only if nature cooperates. This is where Iran's story diverges from the American impulse to frame environmental problems as consumer choices, solved by shorter showers and fewer flushes. Individual virtue matters, especially in a crisis, but austerity at the household level cannot by itself balance a national water budget that is upside down by design. The state sets the price of water and energy. It licenses or averts its eyes from illegal wells. If It awards contracts that entrench use in the wrong places. It criminalizes data. It treats environmentalists as suspects. In that world, scolding people for litter while subsidizing waste is a form of political threat theater. The nearest analog may be the Appalachia of extraction, places where policy, patronage, and geology created a cycle of dependence and damage, then blame the people who inhale the dust. Luxury issue. Iran's twist is the secularization of science. If measurements are secrets and models are subversion, managers fly blind. You can't manage what you refuse to count. There's also a moral geometry to scarcity. For years, environmentalists were caricatures as elites obsessed with lakes and Persian cheetahs, while ordinary people struggled with sanctions and inflation. That framing has collapsed. When taps go dry in Tehran, the political capital and the country's most privileged city, the environmental crisis stops being a luxury issue. It becomes infrastructure, public health, and in time migration. In the program's straight audio clips, you can hear the new rhythm, not ideology, but symptoms. Coughing, fatigue, a neighbor's bucket brigade. Politics is loud, dehydration is quiet. The obvious question has two answers, and they are in tension. The first is civic. Keep attention on the crisis so politicians cannot look away. That means a culture of care, less waste, more local stewardship, but also a stubborn insistence on transparency. Publish data, protect researchers, allow the press to ask hard questions without fear. The second is structural. Accept that environmental recovery is inseparable from economic and diplomatic reform. Iran can, with humility and time, plan its way out of the parts of it. That would require a different politics, one that treats knowledge as a public good rather than a threat, one that measures success by the quiet arithmetic of aquifers, one that accepts as a precondition for any national renewal that nature does not negotiate. The rain may come this year, it may not, but until knowledge flows freely, Iran's drought will not be meteorological, it will be moral. Wow, that was compelling and extremely boring. That is so boring. That is so boring. My only view is a cultural view, and that is that I think that water management should be 100% transparent and simple, so that everybody can understand it, even grandma and grandparents and grandma and grandpa. You know, there should be no secrets. If Trump helps Iran make practical amounts of fresh water from salty water, Iran will love Trump so much. Iran will build a golf course for Trump inside of Iran and a Disney World franchise inside of Iran for Trump too. Cynicism poisons the heart. Never lose hope, my dear heart. Miracles dwell in the invisible. #Rumi, RUMI. That's my only view. It's a cultural view. That's it. That's the new stuff. Now we're going to do golden oldie Buddha dance. That's how fast I do my Buddha dance. Karaoke, that's not karaoke, that's not. These are vocal training exercises. VOCL, so I can announce it with the prompts correctly. Let's go. Another fall day has come and gone away. I've been to Paris and Rome, but I want to go home. In around no place like home, around me, fellas. Also, like, that was like Wizard of Oz movie. This is like the E.T. extraterrestrial movie. E.T. want to go home, yeah, fellas. E.T. want to go home. You know where home is? Home is at a place. Home is where relatives are. Why am I talking like this? Because that's the way, I like it, I'm cold member. Got a magic touch, bump, dump, bump. Not too much, bump, dump, bump. Cold member. I'm cold member. I got a boot bed like an E.T. extraterrestrial movie does. With my boot belly. It's quite a bit of a belly. It's not like I'm pregnant. Look at me go. I'm carrying extra weight. What? There you can see the fat.
What else? Man, am I ever hairy? Your wizard, Harry. Really? I don't know the reason I'm so hairy. Ah! Dang it! Strike one! I got myself again. Let's go, Jays. Let's go. What else? In 2005, grade 10 of high school, drama was on me higher than 120 pounds. I got lumbar disc herniation. That was stupid. In 2007, I kept doing it. I got most vital, but I couldn't jump or I couldn't do lunges without it hurting. I thought it was muscle or back, or maybe I swallowed a fish bone or something. Yeah, I was stupid. Stupidity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. That's why against the law in Australia, they banned humans under 16 years of age from using social media like Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Social media like Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok lets Hmong youth evolve from our parkour and said they can do extreme outdoor sports. So why gives them the things they safe chance to catch because they're accountable to the parents, grandparents, uncles, aunties, the whole shebang. I'm crazy and I like it. Loca, loca, loca. Shakira, Shakira. I'd like to compare my body to the Persian wolf. How do you Chupan, Persian bodybuilder who won Mr. Olympian medal winners? He's a Mr. Olympian medal winner. Arnold Schwarzenegger said to the Persian wolf, like this monster, get to the chopper. It's not a tumor, unless it's a tumor, which we're going to F that cancer up. Whether it's breast cancer, ovarian cancer, prostate cancer, we're going to F those three main cancers up because they're the most common ones. Then we're going to F all the other cancers as well. And we're going to do it at fcancer.org, O-R-G. So it's not .com or .ca. It's like clinical trials for cancer. It's international. Clinicaltrials.gov, you know? I think it's .gov, I'm not sure. The point is, I think it should be a universal effort. You know, it should transcend borders. It should be like F cancer without borders, you know? Like Doctors Without Borders. See what I did there? That's so smart of me. I'm a genius. Straight two! I got myself so fast. So fast again. Don't tie. Rest off, that was good. Okay. Emilio's the Night Rock Spirit film. Emilio, the outside neck was like a knife, and the inside neck was like a person's spot. Kashan's not sure, yes, keep down. Take me off and close up, take me off and close up, it's getting hot. Let me off and club hot. It's getting hot. And let me off and club hot. Brum bum bum. Too close up, 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 get naked, get naked. I like big fat gold butts on candlelight. You let me out first, there goes can't deny. My good ones are on the park in your face, without thinking your face, you get sprung. It's getting hot in here, so hot I'm taking off all my clothes. I am getting so hot, I'm gonna take my clothes off and shower. For sure, mother, my child would like to appreciate or play racket sports or foods by the way she's all stand with substance. Hips and shoulders, dollar warriors. I should have my birthday, my genital, I got babies. Fashion accessory 1 means fashion accessory 2, as an ode to the fashion watercolor painter in Iran, who passed away recently around 90 years of age and is buried somewhere in Iran, I think near Isfahan. May his family and his friends have peace in the trying times. Namaste. Baby, you and me, saint, nothing but dorky stuff at flamingo, so let's find them like that. I do discovery channels on YouTube. After I have my temporary marriage contract, babies, when I future my child, I'm going to divorce her, I got a temporary marriage contract, and then I'm going to get another temporary marriage contract, another temporary marriage contract, another temporary marriage contract. It's going to say at the end of each one, it's going to say hashtag no goodbyes and love, hashtag Rumi. Parkour, peace out.